welcome to another episode of Jim's Farming. So today I am on the cider fruit at Yazor Court. So currently got a load of Vicky cider apples on the back. Lovely sort of yellowy greeny red apple. Just driving through an orchard that we finished up yesterday. A couple of days in here, and I'm just taking this load back to the yard where they get run over the spud grader and put into a couple of bunkers, which we've got pretty full at the moment. We got Raphael down there looking after the grader, so they go over an elevator and they get put into a nice stack. There's two bunkers made up of concrete panels that probably fit 4 bulker trailer loads. It's about 60 ton, and then I think we can probably fit another bulker on top in between the two piles. So that's what we're aiming for today, so we can have a day off tomorrow. Anyway, just about to get on the road, so I'll leave you now and catch up with you at the yard in a minute or so. See there, we got a pretty good pile up, and a couple of varieties there. Not going to get too many more loads on there today, but the plan is to get that pile filled up as much as possible and then get all the trailers filled, and then we can have a day off picking tomorrow. I'll just get backed up to the hopper. These trailers take a little bit of reversing, perhaps a bit out of practice reversing trailers, but they're a little bit wiggly with a single axle. They're quite short, but they're a custom made trailer made by AW, who are down the road, and they're kind of a bit like a dump trailer, but they've got a tailboard, so they're high tip, so they can fit over the back of the spud grader quite nicely. But yeah, not long getting all the apples out, which is quite good. You can see there an elevator, so the spud grader cleans out all the leaves and bits of rubbish, does a very good job of that, and dumps that into that trailer over there. And then you can see over there there's another elevator which is extendable, and so we can get the pad filled up quite nicely. Like I say, it's got a bit of a mountain being built there at the moment. Good stockpile ready for the weekend. So I'm currently on the 516 Vario. I was on this, which is new on the farm here for spud planting. It's a great little tractor, really. Very impressed with it. For this job, for lugging the spuds on the road, the Vario is absolutely brilliant. And it's not too big in the orchards. So I'm back in the orchard. It's only a couple of minutes between the yard and here. So yeah, we picked all these. So I do believe these apples are destined for thatchers down in Somerset. So if you're drinking a Thatcher's Gold, quite possible that I've lugged some of the fruit in that it's gone into your pint. So there we go, you can see a little Matty over there. It used to be on the farm here. That is on the blower. And then the harvester's hiding somewhere in the orchards. So these here are modern bush orchards. So they're planted quite tightly in rows. I've got another full trailer there I've got to pick up at some point. So yeah, they're planted in rows and a lot more productive than the traditional standard orchards. that you might have seen about. So the first part of harvesting the apples, the first part in the process, they have a contractor come in who has a apple shaker. So the shaker goes through and it's got a kind of like a pincer on the back of it, on the shaking unit, which grips the base of the tree and gives it a good shake, and that hopefully knocks all the apples off onto the floor. Then next thing we go through with the picker. So picker's quite a cool machine. We'll hopefully spot it somewhere. I think he's probably coming down this road. There he is. So you can see there, it's Fendt, I think Fendt 312. And we'll get a bit of a closer look.
Take down the bottom, Jim.
That's Paul, harvester driver, just telling me where he wants the trailer dropped. So yeah, we'll get a closer look at that in a minute. He'll go down the rows, and then the little Massey with the blower on the back will go and blow the apples out the middles of the rows off to the side, so that the picker can pick them all up. So this is the system they use here, and it works pretty well. I think they've had that picker now, it's on its third season. They did have a contractor picking them before. I've been involved with this now for, I think it might be my sixth year. I'll have to have a think about that. But they used to have a contractor which he had a self-propelled apple harvester and worked on a very similar system to the way this one works, but it was based on a self-propelled sprayer, and instead of the sprayer tank it had a big hopper, and they go and pick the apples and drive alongside the big grain trailers they've got here, and then unload the apples into the grain trailers. Well, that worked pretty well, but they just decided to take it in-house and go down this route. I think it's a Somerset Farm Machinery picker. I'm not sure what model, but yeah, it does a nice job. I think they can probably get about 5 tons of apples in these trailers. Anyway, I better just jump out and unplug the spool valves. That's the only downside to this job, especially when it gets wet. Everything gets covered in gunky apple juice and mud. So these are the early apples. These aren't too bad. Colour coded cable ties, so things easy. That's a good one. You can see where the shaker's knocked a load of apples in the row. It's quite difficult to walk on. So the picker now is just going down on the other side there. So he's already picked the other side. So he's got a couple of front sweeps, paddles, which push the apples out of the way so he doesn't trample them. And then a big picking head, which you'll see now. And that pulls the apples into the picking head. There's a set of pinch webs, and another web there that takes it up into the trailer. I don't know if you can see that. And then the blower follows behind and blows the apples that are sort of in the middle, which the picking head won't reach, over to this side, so that he can pick them up on the way back down this way. This is the grader. There's a bunch of rollers that clean out all the leaves and bits of grass that get picked up. Bulgy apples haven't made it up over yet, but you can see a few sticks and things do get picked up. Say hi, Raphael. Raphael, probably the hardest working guy in the farm.
The big boss.
The big boss. Looking good, isn't it? You reckon one more load?
Yeah.
Only one?
Maybe last one.
Maybe that one, maybe last one.
Yes.
I'll say the 4.
Alright.
Let's go now. Maybe room for one more load there. But looks like we're nearly done for the day. It's quite impressive when they're all piled up. So I was quite lucky last night when we finished. I went and had a ride on the drilling tractor. They're on drilling wheat here at the moment with Matthew. Very impressive setup. They've got a Fendt 936 on a 6 meter Vario rapid, and very cool tractor. JJ, who works here, drilled the rake with it, and I think he did a video showing that, so I'll pop a link to it. If you haven't come across his channel before, it's well worth a look because they do some pretty interesting stuff here. He's also very kindly been giving me a few plugs, so yeah, go and have a look at him. I did mention in my last video I was going to hop picking, and that's what I've been doing until a couple of days ago. Had a couple of weeks at that for some family, and I did get a bit of video footage which I'll pop up at the end of the video with some captions to kind of explain what's going on. But I didn't get the whole process because after the hops get picked they get kiln dried, and I didn't get any footage of the kilns, and then they then get baled and compressed into bales. So I didn't get any of that, but what I was involved with was lugging the hop bines in from the hop yards. So pretty busy on that, and then on to cider fruit. So yeah, been a busy few weeks.